Okay, let's go over this one by one. So the hero ones, they have to be according to the campaign here. So for example, I've given you this, okay? Let's go take a look at it. It's for firefighter. So now here, it's going to be for sailor instead. So these are the variations you have to make. I didn't put it in the notes because I thought you would figure that out, so I should have done that. So that was the misunderstanding. So you have to just basically write it the way it is and get as similar font as possible. The way you've done it is fine so far. But see, now you would find an image, a symbol of a sailor, and put it there. And then on the front, you would put sailor's mom or sailor mom, like that. And then you would have an image of a sailor here. You can have the same image at the back, in the front as well. You can have them both be the same. Here they're different, but you can have them be the same. So the same way, so the colors you would use would be white and blue. So instead of yellow over here, you would use blue, and then this part would be white, okay? And same thing with pilot, then you would find like a symbol of a pilot, maybe the pilot's hat, and then put that in the front and the back. Okay, now this one. Okay, let's take a look. So again, yeah, now, so this one is for a surgical technologist, right? So here you would make it for firefighter. So you're going to use white and red. So you'd use the same kind of font, as similar as possible. And then the part, like you would use red for these bands, like this part. And then I can try and get, the ribbons, try and make them as similar as possible. Yours looks good, but just add a little more of the design, like this blue part here. And let's take a look at yours. Okay, so this is backwards. Your font here, see, of the population doesn't have, and here yours is like a mirror image, so you need to just switch it around. And I think you should change the font. It's a bit too bubbly. Like this font is too like rounded, so if you can use something similar to a font like this that they have, and add, like I said, like change the ribbons around and make it more like this as much as possible. Not exactly the same, but almost similar. Okay, and then for this one, which I guess you haven't done yet, which is fine. Oh, sorry. Let's go take a look at it. Okay. So engineering. So you would, like it here, make one, research and find an appropriate image for the front and back. So for engineering, you would find an engineering symbol. You just Google like engineering symbol, and then you would put that in the front, and then you would change, I think you could change the whole thing. I'm not sure what this represents, these wings. So maybe find an engineering symbol, and then put the scholarship thing, this paper in the middle around the circle. Like this part is fine. The shield, this yellow part, and then even the circle is fine, and this paper is fine, but maybe change the outline, these wings, and put like an engineering symbol. And then use the colors that I've told you, which is engineering, same as the example. Okay, yeah, so I told you to use yellow and white, okay? And then you would just, again, now you would do the same thing for law. You would find a symbol for law, and then do the exact same thing, and then use the same colors that I've told you here. And then now for this one, that's where okay, so I've put in the notes that you should have it as, use an image of a cheerleader in the front, change the font, and instead of tournaments, write competitions. Right, so tournaments is right there. So you would use competitions, and then that's the variation. So you would have like an image of a cheerleader, and it would be like cheer mom or cheerleader mom. Okay, I'll put that in the note. Right, cheer mom on the front, and have an image of a cheerleader. Okay. Yeah. So that's like basically, so what I've given you is similar designs, right? So they should be like, if you're just going to make a few changes, like if it was for another profession, you would just change the outline, change the color of the ribbons according to what I've told you. All you'd have to do is change the symbol, and the words are pretty much going to be the same except for a couple of 1 or 2 words depending on the profession, right? So that's the only distinction. And then for this one, it's basically all of them are going to be the exact same. The one you used is good. Let's go find yours. Was it this? Yeah. The way you did it is actually pretty good. Oh, and I wanted to ask you if you can just tell me how it's got, like, see there's these little black outlines. Is that the shadow? Or is it actually black? If it's black on the edges here, can you just make it all white? And I'll do that for all fonts. And yeah, if it's a shadow, then that's fine. So the way you have it is here is good. And all you need to do is change the symbol. And for example, now if I tell you, I don't know if I've told you yet in here, but these are for moms, right? And if I ever have to tell you to make one for children, then what you would say is, mine raised me. I'll write that in the sheet, but those are only the different things. So if it's like, some people have to write their italics to meet their hero, mine raised me, then it would be like firefighter daughter. That would be an example. So there'll be those variations. So it shouldn't take too long because I've given you similar designs and all you have to do is change a few things, like a few graphic designs and a few words. And then you should be done pretty easily. Okay? So yeah, don't change everything each time. Use as much of the similar format as possible for the different kinds of shirts. And then you'll be good and you'll be able to work really fast. Okay, thanks. Hope that made sense.